Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Infinity Dove Tarot and Dowsing. Today I have a new type of reading for you. It's a celebrity reading on Lil Nas X. Apparently Lil Nas X was up to some things, found roaming the streets of Ventura Boulevard in the middle of the night in just his underwear and his cowboy boots. And he was acting kind of drugged out, and he charged a police officer and he was arrested and put in jail. And he's there now. And let's see what happened to Little Nas. Why was he out there like that? And where is he headed? So I've already laid out the cards, and I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot today because I've always thought of Nas X as a little deviant. That's the truth. But we're all human, and he deserves compassion if he's going through something. But let's see what's happening with Little Nas. First card out is the Five of Wands, but it was reversed. I'm just letting you see it upright, see all the detail. You see there's people hitting each other with bats, and they look quite vicious. It's reversed. So I like this deck because I can pick up things intuitively from the deck. So this is chaos within, internal struggle, internal war, and mental noise for Little Nas. He's having a psychic breakdown next to this high priestess. Not just a moment of wildness. He's having a psychic breakdown. The reverse shows that he didn't want to fight anymore, but the energy was still fighting him. What energy? These negative energies that he's dealing with. And I don't think that they're physical. I think they're spiritual. Um, and he may have been in the grip of an overwhelming force or forces, like a psychic attack with the high priestess next to it, a possession or a substance triggered disassociation. The high priestess talks about secrets and hidden forces, unseen realms. The subconscious is cracked open, and this may point to ritual influence, manipulation, or attempts to access power that he couldn't handle, and it got out of hand, and it fucked up his head. His intuition is either overloaded or blocked entirely. He's been tampered with. He's been tampered with, possibly spiritually or pharmaceutically. And we know he's been tampered with physically. The Ten of Cups talks about the appearance of peace and happiness. But in this context, it's either what he wanted or what he sacrificed. So it may refer to a facade of happiness that he's showing to the world, or the love, support that wasn't enough from family or friends. It could also represent a longing for return to purity, to a past version of himself before fame fractured him. And I also see it as ancestors gathering around him to give him support from the unseen realm. I think his family is not around. If they are, they look at him strangely, like he's bizarre. He's a bizarre egg. Um, they're stunned by his behavior and don't really know what to do about it. Excuse me, I needed some coffee there. The hangman suggests that he's in psychic imprisonment. And he's also experienced a forced surrender. He's stuck in a liminal space. We know that he's in jail and he's neither fully free nor bound, but he's also in a psychic prison, in prison. Um, because this card is reversed, it suggests that he's refusing to fully awaken to his predicament. Um, he's refusing to fully admit that he's been played or trapped by his own choices. And he's stuck in that mindset. He's stuck and trapped by his own choices in a predicament. The burden of image and contracts and expectations and fame and deals. He's exhausted spiritually. He's carrying the weight of personas, projections, and pressure. This is the price of the mask that he has to wear to be in Hollywood, to be Lil Naz. And he may have been trying to run from this mask when he was found strolling the streets of Ventura Boulevard. Feel he's burdened by the path that he's chosen. And he's burdened also by this partnership or this connection or this deal or contract, the Two of Cups. I see this as Lil Nas and who he's made the contract with, living death. They're going to suck life right out of him. There was a connection. There was somebody involved in how he got on that street. And this could be the result of a pact, an agreement, an understanding, a handler, or a deal. It could be a spiritual contract to the industry, to a higher force, or to a lever. I believe it was a contract to the industry. I believe it was an agreement. I believe it was um, and I believe he was drugged by somebody else. Not necessarily that he didn't take drugs on his own, but I think that the one that threw him over the top might have been given by somebody else. But I do know this, he's no longer in harmony with what he joined. He's no longer in harmony with this contract. He's no longer in harmony with this deal. A Lil Nas appears to have been psychically split, uh, likely induced under overwhelming conflict, internal conflict. There's spiritual manipulation here, possibly drugs or ritual work done either willingly or unwillingly. And the Five of Wands reversed with the High Priestess feels like the collapsed veil, as if he was exposed to too much energy too quickly. And sometimes that shocks the system. It causes us to do weird things. Or perhaps he was under ritual influence by the way of a mind altering substance. And that's the one I go for. That's the one that I'm leaning towards. My intuition is telling me. The public mask that he wears of happiness and living the life doesn't match his internal state. He's very overburdened and he feels trapped. in this partnership that he can't untangle from. So, what does the future hold for Little Nas X? We've got the Two of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the King of Cups reversed. Well, he's not ready to choose. Um, I think that he's spending some time thinking about the past and that ideal life he wished for, he wanted. Um, so he's in his head thinking a lot about his actions and about his past, but he's not ready to choose. This is passive denial, a refusal to face the truth or to take action. I do feel he's spiritually his ancestors are gathered around him to protect him as much as they can, but his choices, they can't protect him from his own choices and decisions. Um, and I guess by saying that, I mean that they're trying to help him, but they're trying to help him as much as they can based on the parameters of what he's done or accepted in his life. So there's a refusal to face the truth or an avoidance to take action. Like I said, I feel he is being spiritually protected as much as possible by his ancestors, but this won't last forever. The crossroad that he's at is uncomfortable because his soul knows what must be done, but his ego isn't ready to take that leap, to take that action. The Six of Cups is his challenge. As you can see, um, looks like there's some sort of almost a handshake with the devil in this card. So his challenge is to remember who he truly is, right? I'm Little Nas. What was I before I was Little Nas X? I don't know what his formal official name is. Um, Six of Cups can talk about inner child. It could be that he's fractured his inner child and he wants to be found. But shame, his guilt, his regret, or his dissatisfaction from the past, maybe he had a bad past, makes this difficult. But I do feel that this card is trying to call him back to himself. Before the performance, before the fame, before the mask, before the deal was struck, before the handshake with the devil. The King of Cups reversed. Emotionally, this is an unstable male. And this shows signs of deep internal imbalance, likely mood swings, emotional avoidance, disassociation. He may be shut down emotionally. This could be from the overuse of substances, sex, or spectacle to avoid feeling. He feels numb. It's almost like he's a zombie. His heart has been thrown off center, and he's not currently in control of his inner world. This is the image of a man who's drowning inwardly and psychically though publicly he's still afloat. So if nothing changes for Little Nas X, he may descend further into emotional suppression or self-soothing behaviors that numb him but delay his healing. The King of Cups reverse is a warning. It says emotional chaos is beneath the surface and it could erode the foundation. And unless he begins genuine emotional and spiritual work on himself, his career and his relationships may be shaped more by his breakdowns than his breakthroughs. This card is in reverse, and that's not final. It can be turned upright. He's capable of finding wisdom and achieving healing, but right now he's not embodying that capability. Right now, he's on the road to the opposite. He's psychically unmoored and emotionally flooded. What's required now is not another performance from Lil Naz. See the performance, but a return to self-regulation and emotional truth. He needs to turn his King of Cups around. His public spiral reflects a private collapse, a spiritual cost from his choices is surfacing. And he may still be surrounded by contracts, handlers, or energetic forces that exploit his instability rather than heal it. For me, as an outcome card, the King of Cups upright is finding a healing solution and the matter will improve. So reverse is the opposite to that. I don't feel he's on the right road to his recovery, even after this breakdown. He's not there yet. So he's not going to heal in the spotlight. Lil Nas X has to go inward to heal and to grieve what was lost, his childhood, his innocence, his soul. He has to go inward and make peace with his past, make peace with his choices, and take back authority over his own emotional truth. And if he doesn't do that, we're going to see more spirals out of Lil Nas X. This ain't going to be, I don't believe this was the first time. It was just the first time he got caught. But we're going to see more breakdowns. We're going to see further isolation. But if he chooses healing, which right now he's in avoidance of doing that, even though he's thinking hard, I think he's thinking hard, but he's still not ready to face or confront his demons or the devil. Um, if if he could turn himself around and choose healing, then he could turn around his life. He could turn around his career. But like I said, I don't see him on that trajectory just yet. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading on Lil Nas X. If you found it entertaining, and by the way, this was just for entertainment purposes only. It was all information here is just a tarot reading, just a tarot spread. Um, we don't know if it's true or not, so it's just my interpretation of the tarot. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the thumbs up. Please share this video with your friends in social media, and please consider subscribing to my channel. It needs your support. Thank you in advance for subscribing, and thank you to all those who have subscribed. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye.